Hello students, welcome to the class 12 CBSE Computer Science with Python in our textbook series. Hope all are doing good. In our last video, I have covered the topics under file handling. So we have saw why do we need files and what are the types of files, and we have saw the difference between the binary files and the text files. And I have shown the images of a binary file and image of a text file also. Okay, so hope you all understand that first video on file handling. If you have not yet watched that video, I have provided the link in the description box below. You can go and watch it there. Okay, learn the concepts properly so that you can able to crack full marks in your examinations. So in our today's video, we are going to cover the contents like what is a file handle and a file object, and how to open a text file, what are the various file access modes, how to close a file, and the last topic is 2 methods to open a file. Come on, let us move on to the video quickly. File object is nothing but a method to access and manipulate the files. Okay, so using these file objects, we can able to read or write any files. Okay, so again I'm saying the file object is nothing but a methods to access and manipulate the files. Okay, under this file object, we can use this file object for reading and writing into the files. So the first point comes as a file stream. So what is mean by a file stream? File stream is nothing but it means a flow of data. Okay, file stream means it is a flow of data, right? What is meant by a flow of data? Flow of data means the data is getting accessed from the top of the program to the bottom line of the program. How the data has been flown throughout the program. So that is called as a file stream. Okay. The next point is to work with a file. First we need to open the file. Okay. Whenever we should work with a file, we should open that file. For example, if you need to hear any music, then you should open that music file and then only the music will get played. So likewise, whenever we need to work with any type of file, first what you should do, you should open that file. It's very simple concept. And for what these file objects are used, it is used to open the data through a file object. Okay, so we can open our data through our file objects. So whenever the data, we should look onto the any data. So by using this file object or a file handle, we can able to open our data. Understand? And it is used as a reference or a link to store the files. Another important concept under the file object is, so this file object is nothing but a reference or a link to what? To store the files. Okay, and it is used to work with the files, like to read and write operations. If you need to read a file or write a file, so we can work with the files by using this file objects. Understand? Hope you all understand this slide. So let us move on to the next slide. So the first concept we are going to study under the text file is how to open a text file. Here is the syntax which is given in the simple format. So just now we have studied what is meant by a file objects. So the first thing, how to open a text file is just write the file object is equal to, you should write open function. So this open is nothing but a function, and after that you should write the file name. So the file name is the name of the file, or else we can open by using the file object is equal to open file name comma mode. So we will be having many accessing modes of the files. Example, we can use the read mode or write mode or in reading in binary mode, and writing in binary mode, etc. etc. So we are going to study all those accessing of file modes in the upcoming slides. Okay, so now we should know how to open a text file. So first you should write the file objects. Okay, you should create a variable called as a file object. After that, you should write open function. Under the open function, you should fill it with a file name. Okay, so whenever the function open function is having the file name, and if we does not provide any mode, okay, whether it is a read mode or a write mode, if it doesn't specify any modes of a file, then it will defaultly act as a read mode. Okay, so what is a file object? So this is a file handle or a file object is getting created here. After that, the file name. So we can write the file name, or just we can write the path to the file. So the path to the file means the file where it is located, the path of the file where it is located. For that, you should copy the path of a file and paste it on your computer's program in the Python shell mode. Then after that, mode. So this is a mode of the file. Here you can fill it with read mode, write mode. So whatever the things we needed, just you can fill it with the modes. Okay. If we have not provided the read mode or write mode, any modes, then it will defaultly take it as a read mode. Okay. So let us see the example of how to open a text file. See the first example. F is equal to open my file.txt, comma R. Here F is your file handle, and you should open this open function whenever we are opening a file. Then under the open function, we are having the two parameters. The first one is my file.txt, and the second parameter is your read mode. Okay, so this my file.txt is your name of the file, and R is your mode of the file. So R is nothing but the read mode. So the respected file is open in the read mode. Okay, so whenever the file is open from the Python files programs, then you can mention this name alone, the name of the file alone. But if your file is open from some other modules, so if you are trying to open a file which is not under your Python programming folder, then if it is present somewhere else, means you should use the file path as in the second example. See, the second example uses what? Opening the file by using the file path name. So here the file name is textfile.txt, but it has been using the file path. Suppose if your file is not present in the Python files folder, and if it is present somewhere else in the programming, somewhere else in the folder like a desktop folder or any other folder, then you should copy the path of that file name and paste it on the programming part. Okay. So this textfile.txt has been stored from the C drive, users, Sony and desktop, etc. Okay, the third example is it uses R here. After opening the file, it uses this R, which specifies R as a raw string. Okay, so this raw string is not taking the escape sequence. What is mean by the escape sequence? So I will show you what is a path name, how the path name has been stored in our files. So I'm opening this text file demo, right click it and click onto the properties, and you can able to see the path of the file here. So the path of the file is c:\users\admin/desktop. So this is the path of the file of text file demo. Okay, so you can able to understand that the file path contains only the single backslashes, right? So the single backslashes is called as what? In Python, the programs can be able to take the single backslashes as an escape sequence. For example, /n, it represents the null character, /t represents the tab space, say, etc. etc. We are having many escape sequences in Python. So that's why I'm saying what is an escape. So now we can look on to the second example. But in copying the file and pasting it on the program, they have been using the double backslashes, right? So the double backslashes is used to nullify the escape sequence. Okay, so the single backslashes like /t, if we are having the /t, then the computer will take the /t as tab space. So automatically the computer might get an error. Okay, the /t and the /t, so it means some other meaning on the Python program. So to nullify that escape sequence, you should put another backslashes in front of that backslashes. Okay, if you are not using this double backslashes, if you are going to use only one backslashes as you are copying it from the file path, then you should use this raw string sequence before the string. Okay, so the Python strings, in Python strings, the backslash is used as an escape character. Okay, it means that when an interpreter is encountering the backslashes in a string, it expects it to be the start of an escape sequence like /n for a new line and /t for a tag space. Okay, so since these backslashes are used for escaping, and writing a single backslash will be a part of what? Unintended behavior. So it might causes an error. So for example, if you want to specify a path name like with a single slashes, then the backslashes in the string would be interpreted as an escape sequence character. Okay, then this would end up with an error. For example, the /t will take it as a tab space. Okay, for that you are using this double backslashes. So or else you can open the file by using on the other way, if you put raw string r before the string. As usual, we can put the file path name in the single backslashes. Okay, we are having the two condition. Hope you're clear now. See the third example. To open a text file in write mode. So if you are opening the text file in write mode, you should mention the mode as W here. Here the name of the file is st.txt, and the next file is opening the path name. You're opening by using the path name in write mode. So this is your path name. So this path name is using only single slashes. So whenever you are using opening with single slashes, then you can use this raw string here. Okay, so this raw string will not take as an escape sequence. Hope you all understood these examples. So I will teach you all the things in practical part, so don't worry. So next is file access modes. So we are having several accessing modes. So these are the file access modes. The first one is R mode. What is the mode description for R? Opens a files for reading only. So this is the default mode. So as I said before, if we have not mentioned any mode of the file, so in the second example we have not mentioned a mode of a file, so it should be defaultly taken as an R mode. Okay. So these are the file access modes. We are having many file accessing modes. The first mode is R mode. It opens a file for reading only, and this is your default mode. The next one is RB. B represents the binary format. So it opens the file for reading only in binary format, and this is also a default mode in the binary file. So whenever you're opening the binary files, then it is a default mode, RB. Okay, wherever the B is there, then it represents for binary mode. Third one is R plus. So plus in the sense it is used for both reading and writing. R plus opens a file for both reading and writing purpose. RB plus, it opens a file for both reading and writing in a binary format. The next is W. This opens a file for writing only. Okay, and another important concept in W is it overwrites the file if it already exists, else it will create a new file. So if it is already exists, then it will overwrite the file, the new file we are going to create. Otherwise, if the file is not yet existed, then it will create a new file. Then WB, it opens a file for writing only in the binary format. Again W plus comes, opens a file for both reading and writing purpose. Then WB plus, it opens a file for both reading and writing in a binary format. Then A mode. So A is nothing but an appending mode. It opens a file for appending. If your contents has to be appended with some other details without deleting it, then you should use this appending mode. The file pointer is at the end of the file if the file exists. Okay, if the file has been accessed, then the file pointer will be pointing to the end of the file. So that we can able to update the file, the next file. So if the file does not exist, it will create a new file for writing. Okay, then AB, it opens a file for appending in binary format. And A plus, it opens a file for both appending and reading. And AB plus, it opens a file for both appending and reading in binary format. So we will be using all these modes according to the files, whether it is a text file, binary file or a CSV file. So we can able to use this. Okay. So now we are only studying the text file and the binary file. CSV file is the separate topics which comes. Okay, which comes on the next videos. So let us complete all these concepts first and move on to the next topics. So the next one is the close method. Whenever the file has been opened, it is our duty to close the file. Okay, so open file is closed by close method of its file object. So whenever we are opening the file by using the file object, then by using this file object or file handle, you should close that file. So what this close method will do? So this close method, it breaks the link between the file object and the file. So it is breaking the link of a file handle with that file. Okay. So how to close a file? By using the syntax we can able to read it. So general form to close a file is just use the file handle dot close. Okay. It's very easy to close a file by using the close function. So here example f1 dot close. Here f1 is your file handle and dot close function. So just if you did this, then the file has been closed successfully. Okay, the link has been break. So after closing any file, you should not write any other statement after the close function. Okay, because all other statements which is present after the close function will not at all work. Okay, so in between the statements only will work. Okay, after the close function, if you write any statements, that statement will not work at all.